right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. It's nice to see you. We want to begin our training, our discussion, our intellectual leadership knowledge. We want to begin now so that we can have enough time to ask questions and to close early. So, please indicate your name and where you've connected from. I want to use this as a way to welcome you. So I see incredible people here. I see Mauko, I see Christiana, I see Media Fortune, I see Sego, Enyanam, Sefenu, I see Fulera from Belgium. She has indicated where she is coming from. I see Enyanam from Accra, Obasima Rita, Dr. Dorothy Hansen. I will encourage everyone who is a leader, who is everyone, please encourage everyone to be here. I see Stephen Wayo all the way from the USA. I think it's in Ohio. Yaya Mahama. Okay, I see you here from Kumasi. I see Ernestina Bamfo and Peter Tehova from Spintex Road. Bernard from Wale Wale. Oh, goodness me, that is really, really nice. I hear a lot of incredible things are happening in the whole of Wale Wale. Emefa Ofori, it's lovely to have you. Daniel Edubwahi. Daniel, you are gravitating towards the endless and copious, existence of leadership. So this is timely and useful for you. I see Bijado from Lashibi. I see Rose Amwate all the way from La Paz, Agatha from Cape Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the essence of our presence here. Let's begin the essence of our presence here. So I'm going to, first of all, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Dr. KOA. KOA is the acronym for my name, okay? And it's Kweku Ohiniasari. I am currently a teacher. I teach in universities, 4 of them in interesting places around. And I also do a business. I love business because I'm a professor of business, so I need to do business. But a lot of people don't practicalize the things they do. So most of the people tend to forget that businesses are the biggest things that affect the world. Okay, a person needs to have a business before the person can create employment. And a lot of people that do that, they understand that they go into business first, so that they can actually make more impact in the history of the world. Today, we want to look at one of the key concepts in humanity that has created more impact in the world than any other thing that we can see. And you will see that it is divine. What we are going to discuss today, you will notice that it is divine. Leadership is something that is in every aspect of human endeavor. Leadership in marriage, leadership in companies, leadership in government, leadership in schools, businesses, sports, religion, entertainment, factory. There is leadership in club. There's leadership in everything. And in the history of mankind, before the heavens and the earth were created, there was a leadership. There is a leadership in heaven. There is a sovereignty that was once upon a time questioned by a superpower. And that superpower was thrown down onto the planet Earth because he questioned the leadership. So even in God's ambience, there is a leadership there. God will not want his leadership to be torpedoed by someone. Their arrangement or order of things. And when there is no order of things, when there is no leadership of things, things collapse. And sometimes some people think that being a leader is indicative of being arrogant. It's a lie. In fact, being a leader is rather indicative of humility. And you're going to see that very soon. Being a leader is not indication of arrogance. It does not indicate that the person is trying to be a boss. No, 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 no. Leadership. And you're going to see the Christ leadership. Leadership shows humility because leadership is synonymous with service. Leadership is synonymous with being a slave. In fact, the etymology of leadership you're going to see come from the word that is kotoing. And so leadership is a huge concept that we want to really, really delve into. And you are going to see that this will help you in your gut backup business, but it will also help you in several facets of life. It will blow you into pieces. It will shatter your brain as to how you want to see leadership. And if you are going to even see that leadership is so godly and so divine that if a person does not own up to be identified as a leader, the person can never say, I'm a leader. No. The person would have to be seen by others as a leader. If a person does not do that, that is synonymous with even being sinful. It is because that person lacks the quality of humility to be of service to others. Leadership is going down. It's not going up. It is not arrogance. It is not pomposity. It is humility. It is a service. Okay. And the root meaning of that goes to all the way to the point of slavery. So we're going to look at how leadership can be applied in our organization and how. And please note that a leader is not born. A leader is not born. The same way a king is not born. Okay. Now, as one time they said that Christ was born, he's a king, he was born. No, for Christ, yes, but not for a leader. All kings, you got to be made. Even if you are bestowed the kingship, you got to live up to that kingship. So appointing somebody the CEO of an organization does not make the person a leader. And you're going to see that. Appointing somebody the vice chancellor of a university or of anything does not make that person a leader. Becoming a diamond does not make the person a leader. It does not. Okay. When you look at the 5 levels of leadership, it goes deep. So a position of responsibility does not make a person a leader. It does not. And so once we understand the word lead, in fact, the word lead is a noun the same way the word leader is a noun, the same way the word leadership is a noun. Because one has to take, for example, the Olympics. The Olympics? Whenever they are doing the Olympics, what happens? Somebody will be having the torch. Okay. The person will have the torch and that person will be moving. Now, as a person is moving with a torch, what happens is that a lot of people will be following that person. Now, why do you think they're following the person? Because he has a torch. Because he is a lead. He is not a leader. He is not a leader. He is a lead. And the moment that person who is a lead now gives the torch to another person, what happens? People switch away from following the lead and then start following another lead. So when your torch is dim, when there is no light sparkling around you, your leadership is dead. You are no longer a lead. You are supposed to be a lead, someone whom people are looking up to and following step by step. But that will mean that you have to be cut. To be a diamond, you have to be cut like a diamond. To be the king of the jungle, if you watch the movie known as The Lion King, you've got to make sacrifices for the other animals. You've got to be pierced. You got to be cut. You got to bleed. That is leadership. It's humility job. It's slavery job. It is not bossism. It is sacrifice. It is sacrifice. So when you see that king, look at the picture there. Okay? When you look at the first picture, the colored one, when people are looking at the king of the jungle, they see him as the one with the crown and all of. In fact, this is so deep. That is why a person can die simply because he has become a lead. That is why sometimes so many people die. I mean, the greatest of them is Jesus Christ. He has to die because he was a lead, and a lead must be willing to die. Please write it there. A lead must be willing to die for the cause of action. Not only Jesus had to die for the cause of action of leadership. You know, people have, for example, Professor Atamels, who became the president of Ghana, he had to die. He died on the job. Maybe, just maybe, he may not even have died at the time, but the job requires so much of service that when you become a president, the way people will insult you, the way people will tell you things, it can break you. It can humiliate you. Sometimes it is a humiliating environment. That is why some people don't want their faces to be seen. That is why. That is why they don't want their faces to be seen. It's not that they are being humble. It's not that no, it is it's a painful thing to be in the public domain. And please note, ladies and gentlemen, you can never be a leader in secret. You can't be a leader in secret. You cannot lead in secret because you have people who look up to you. You have people you are impacting, so you cannot go secret. Some people think that when they go public, then people are coming to know. I remember somebody says that I don't want anybody to know that I have bought a Land Cruiser. Why? When they get to know I've bought a Land Cruiser, maybe I'm robbers. Oh, bah. Do you know how many people have better Land Cruisers, better cars, better houses? Okay. It is a man. So that person is not a leader. That person doesn't want to drive because he's afraid. That is not leadership. A leader must pierce through where others, even angels, cannot go. You have to be willing to be cut. You have to be willing to be pierced. You have to be willing to be arrowed if you're a leader. And I'm going to show you several leadership that you see. So I want you to please look at these pictures. But before that, look at these books. These books will help you if you really want to be a lead. There's a book by Simon Sinek. It says, leaders eat last. Leaders eat last. Leaders eat last. I mean, you look at the phrase, leaders eat last. Okay, the leader must go hungry. So it's no longer about a leader. It's like a mother who has 13 children, and the food requires 26 different spoons before the food gets finished. Every child must take 2 spoons. Every one of the 13 children must take 2 spoons. The mother will have to wait for everybody to eat. And when it's finished, the mother will take the final thing. The leader must eat last. So the leader must not be concerned about his money. The leader must be concerned about the money other people are going to make. If you are a CEO, it does not make you a leader. But if you're a leader, okay, you must be concerned about the welfare of your employees, the progress of your employees. That is it. You got to eat last. You got to eat last. You got to be the final arbiter. You got to be the last person on the. Why some teams pull together and other teams don't pull together? Because the leaders there don't want to eat last. They are more concerned about their ranks. They are more concerned about their position. They are not willing to help others to move on. And such people, no matter where they go, they don't have impact. And I'll later come and discuss about what a leader in our profession actually means. There's another book you want to please look at. The book is known as Start With a Why. Okay, that is again by Simon Sinek. Okay, start with a why. Your why should not only make you cry, but your why is supposed to open the mental gymnastics. Another book you want to please take note is known as John C. Maxwell's book, The 5 Levels of Leadership. That will be the leadership 102 that I will discuss. I'll discuss all the 5 levels of leadership. It is just mind-boggling, ladies and gentlemen. This thing has helped a lot of church fathers, church leaders. It's helped politicians. It's helped business tycoons. Okay, and we'll discuss that. Then you have the habit of highly effective people. Okay, the habits of highly effective people. And then the 7 habits of highly effective people, again by Stephen Covey. Okay, and then the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. All of these books are powerful. Benjamin, they will shape your mindset. They will shape you. You see, some people enter a place and people want to be around them. Have you observed that? But some people also enter a place and nobody wants to be around them. Not because of popularity, it's because of impact. And this book will make you have that impact. Let's get on. I'm enjoying some of the comments people are making here. Okay, so it is I love these points that people are putting here. Please let your points come. Okay, very, very, very powerful information. Now let's get deeper. Let's get deeper, because today I just want to bring it all out. When we say a leader, ladies and gentlemen, a leader is not somebody in the government, and there have been powerful leaders in the past before. Alexander the Great, okay, was able to conquer many provinces of the Roman Empire. But when you look at the woman who is living somewhere in Nima, or the woman who is living somewhere in Indonesia, bleeding, fighting every day to pay for the children, to ensure that every child will go to school and have some food to eat, and that person comes back home to prepare the house and takes care of them with their homeworks, with their spirituality, with several things, finances and everything. That woman is a lead in her own corner. So that leadership, that is where it begins from. Was such a person. That is what Apostle Paul said. If you cannot lead your own house, you cannot lead a congregation of God. So a leader must start from home. And if you are in a business like our business, a leader must lead himself. We'll come to that. A leader must lead himself. Now, which means that I have to do more than anybody in my team is doing. If I'm waiting for somebody to come into my team to do more than me, to register more people, to bring in more people than me, I'm not a lead. I'm not a leader. I am not there yet, because I'm the one supposed to do more than every single person. Abraham Lincoln was a great leader. Okay, some of the great Mohandas Gandhi was a great leader. Okay, somebody like Nelson Mandela was one top, powerful leader. He was put in solitary confinement for 27 years of his life. He was there in prison, and right after the prison, he became the president, and then allowed one of his opponents to become the prime minister. Okay, co-worker. He says something that as I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew, this is Nelson Mandela. He said, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison. It's leadership. So, for example, for those of you who watch the ball between Senegal and Morocco, in the African Cup of Nations, the final, there was something one particular footballer did that shows calmness, shows humility, shows service, and shows leadership. Leadership. And that guy is Sadio Mane. Whilst his players decided to go out and not want to play the football again because of an awarded penalty, he went into the dressing room and told all of them, bled, and told them to come and play the game. Even the coach was not willing to come. All of them, he pulled them. That player, it takes somebody to lead the mantle. But I want to share, before I talk about the leadership of Jesus Christ, I want to share a certain kind of leadership that Warren Buffett has done. You see, ladies and gentlemen, our business that we do, if you're not humble, you can't do it. Why? Because people will insult you. People will insult you. People will kind of tell you things that such people, if it wasn't God backup, they wouldn't even have told you. But because of where you are, because of the position you are in, because of where you've positioned yourself, people can tell you all kinds of things. And that thing they tell you is what will define whether you are ready to really stomach. Because a leader will have to be thrown nonsense at him and should be willing. Warren Buffett is a billionaire. He's into stocks, but he's also into airlines and several things. But these are some few things a lot of people don't know about Warren Buffett. In one of his first businesses that Warren Buffett did, he sold chewing gum. Yes, Warren Buffett sold chewing gum. He sold Coca-Cola. Every week, he was selling weekly magazines door to door. A billionaire. Well, this was prior to his becoming a billionaire, but you can see where leadership began. He worked in his grandfather's grocery store. While in high school, he made money delivering newspapers, selling golf balls and food stamps. And finally, he was detailing cars. That's Warren Buffett for you. A leader must be willing to bleed. A leader must be willing to serve. A leader must be willing to do things others are not willing to do in order to get things others are not willing to get. But the greatest of all the leadership that we know right now is Jesus. The man was a great man. He was next to God. He was already healing the dead, bringing the dead to life. He was doing miracles. He defied the forces of gravity and walked on water. He changed things. He turned bread into multiple things, turned water into wine, did so many wonderful things. He was the man like God in our presence. And yet, that man did so many things that a leader, everybody who has to be a leader has to learn. And that is, he died. He died for people who were willing to kill him. He died for people. Your team members are speaking negatively of you. Your team members are not doing what you're telling them to do, but he's still willing. He's still willing. He is still willing to die, to die, to die, to die, to die for your enemy. That's leadership. It is the greatest, at the apex, at the highest point of leadership, ladies and gentlemen, is the willingness to die for the person. Is the willingness to put yourself on the line of fire. Because you are not as important as the course of action. The action is beyond you. The action so that's why a person has to be a visionary person. Because if a person is not visionary, when small earthquakes come, when the tornadoes come, when exams comes, when the weddings are coming, when the funerals are coming, when the problems are coming, the person will want to put his leadership role, the fact that people are looking up to him or her, the person will put it aside. The person will say, let me put this aside. But if you check the great leaders, they can't go put things aside. They will bleed. They will die. They will do whatever they can in order to reach that section they want to reach. They are willing to bleed to the end. They don't have a break. They bleed. Even when they are on holidays, even when they are on doing things, they are willing to still pick up the calls and do the things they have to do for their team members. Because leadership is a sacrifice. And sacrifice means dying. That is why he says that he who is willing to die for his brother, if you are willing to do something so much for somebody, for the person to rise up so much, that is dying for the person. That is dying for the person. And the leader looks at that thing. And Jesus did that. And that is where great leadership must come from. And a lot of people have learned from that. So let's now get into the leadership of our profession. Leadership of our profession, which cut across several professions. Who is a leader? You see, a leader or leadership itself is developing in other people, watch it, a desire to follow you. Who? Please watch this. Leadership is not popularity. A person can be popular, but a person is not a leader. Okay? A person can be popular, but a person is not a leader. Watch that way. Leadership is developing in other people a desire to follow you, but the leadership is measured by result and impact. It's measured by result and impact. So what a leader does is that a leader will create actions and results or a movement that would not be there. So the leader will create an atmosphere for people to grow through that atmosphere. The leader will introduce something that people will stand on in order to get to where they want to go. But that thing wasn't there before. The leader will mentor people, will guide people, will put his knowledge, his skills, his ability down for people that are hungry and coachable. He will bleed for them. He will prepare slides. You see the slides I'm showing you here, I had to prepare, ladies and gentlemen. A leader will be willing to prepare his own slide, his own notes, his own information in order to deliver that information to others. The leader will not say, can you please prepare that thing for me? Can you please help me? No. The leader will do it first and say, can you check it for me? That's a leader. That's a leader. So why should you be a leader? But more importantly, why should you be a leader of leaders? Not a leader of needers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are leading people who always need, you are not leading. Watch it all. If you are leading people who always need you to do things for them, you are not leading, because you got to lead them to the point where they don't need you again. They are on their own. You sit down, you watch them deliver, because they are not needers. So many people come into this business, they need people, because we say that we will talk to them for you, but we also say that whilst we are talking to them, learn the presentations, do things on your own. So they are always waiting for you to talk to their people for them. But they are not learning the presentation. They are not writing it down. They are not sitting down and look at the presentation. In fact, they come to the presentation thinking that they already know what they have heard. They don't want to take note. But when you tell that same person, okay, are you saying that you know what you've heard? Yeah, I know. I've always been coming. I know whatever you have been saying. Okay, go and present it for us now. Go and present it. They cannot do it. They will tell you that, I can't. Oh. Why can't they? Because they have not learned how to do it. Now, what do you mean by they have not learned how to do it? This is what we mean practically. They are not taking down the video to watch the entire presentation and be writing notes verbatim down. And then after writing notes verbatim, they will prepare their own slide and show it to one leader based on the slides. Or they will even collect the original slide from the people. And then after that, they will rehearse and rehearse. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember when I was being trained to Ann Temple, one lady, she's an American, Canadian woman. She was training me. And I thought I was a lecturer, so I can present. I went there in front of the people, and I present. When I finished, the woman said, how do you feel about what you've done? I said, I don't feel good at all. Because I was bringing what I think I know, but then I had to now sit. Every Saturday, there'll be a training, I'll go. Every Saturday, there'll be a training, I'll go. And I sat down, and I was presenting. Sometimes I'll present one slide, then 2 slides, then 5 slides, then 10 slides. And then eventually, I was able to use my own words to do it. At first, I was copying what other people are doing. It starts with presentation, because that presentation will indicate your level of knowledge. There is no right or wrong. You got to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong being wrong. In presenting, in learning to be a lead, there's nothing wrong. So don't enter the industry of life as a needer of rewards, but you enter the leadership of life, the industry of life, as a provider of service, a provider of value. You got to be willing to always be giving value. You see, the people that talk on the WhatsApp group page, they are always giving value. In fact, even if somebody talks, you watch the people, watch the true leaders. They are always commenting. They are always congratulating others. They are always commenting on other people's comments. Understand where you are. Where you are standing, ladies and gentlemen, is a holy ground. You are standing on your acre of diamonds. You are about to achieve greatness, but you got to be willing to learn before you can you can give the knowledge. And knowledge is internal. Knowledge is not external. So even when you learn, it has to embody you. You learn, it has to embody you. And she's done it so well. So sometimes when I have not even moved the slides, she knows what is coming. It has embodied her. She's talking from her inside out because she knows exactly that she's standing on the holy ground. You got to be in it. You got to be inside. You got to eat the content of the information to be you. You got to possess it. It should be exorcised. You have to be part of the information. Okay? And that is why sometimes when a great teacher is teaching and there's light off, that teacher will continue to teach. Why does he continue to teach? Because the slice is not the person. A bird, a very good bird, says that when you have a bird standing on a branch of a tree, the bird standing on the branch of a tree, that bird says that he is not falling, not because of the branch of the tree, but because of the capacity to hold her ground, even if the tree should break. Listen to me. The bird is standing on the branch of the tree, but the bird is not falling. So the bird says, you can't tell me that is the tree that is helping me. It's a branch of the tree that is helping. The bird says, don't tell me that. The bird is a leader. He says, it's not the tree that is helping me, but my capacity to stand on my own, even when the tree breaks. Become the person people will say yes to, not because of go back up, but because of the value you bring to the marketplace. They say yes to. Okay. Today, somebody said yes to me. He says, I'm not doing this because of that go back. I'm doing this because of you. So there must be something you possess, something you bring to the table that will energize people, that will make people really want to listen to you, that will make people really want to be with you, that will make people really want to hear you, want to be around you. You are the person. You are the magnetism. You magnetize the people to you, and they want to be around you. You are fire brand. So they don't have to know about go back up. In fact, there was a guy, that I told that I want to meet you. He says, whatever you want to meet me, I want to do. So you got to be, but that is because you have knowledge, not because you are popular. Okay. Majorana Manta was popular. Some people are popular, but when you get them, you don't want to be around them. Not because of that. The person must possess some certain level. Okay, so let's go. Who is a leader? Who is a leader? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to take any part of the slide, this is the part you want to take a picture of, because this part is the deepest part of our discussion. Okay, who is a leader? And I have a certain video that I'll be showing eventually. Who is a leader? A leader is someone who is learned to be independent, to the extent that even if someone is not there, the person can take up the mantle and continue. So suppose you go to the presentation room, so many people are there, nobody is there, none of the presenters is there. The leader, that person who is inside, a leader, looks left, looks right, there's nobody there. The person takes on the mantle. The person is so independent that the person is not always relying on people to do well. That's a leader. A leader is someone who is a problem solver, not a problem complainer. You see, when others are complaining, the leader is thinking about ways to handle the problem. During the COVID-19, a lot of people complained. People were blaming the government. But do you know, I have a friend, okay? This guy went to, he's got, this guy is a presidential attaché. He went, in fact, even before the COVID hit Africa, he already knew, well, we all knew that the COVID is in, China. This guy went to China and then bought face shield and face masks and brought them to Africa long before the COVID hit the African continent. He became a mortar. He almost became a billionaire. He was supplying it to so many African countries. Okay, leaders are people who solve problems. They don't complain about a problem. So anytime somebody is complaining, that person is a slave. That person is that kind of a slave who has nothing to give, but that person is want things to be given to him. See, ladies and gentlemen, anytime somebody gives you something and gives you something and gives you something, you become indebted to the person without even knowing. The next time the person tells you to do something for him, even if you are in an emergency, you'll be forced to go and do it for that person, even when the person has not forced you, because you feel too indebted. That is why Acts chapter 20 verse 35 said there is more happiness in giving than in receiving. Because in that word giving means sacrificing. There is more happiness in sacrificing than in collecting. That is why Jesus had to sacrifice. Yeah. That is why Apostle Paul had to sacrifice. That is why Nelson Mandela had to sacrifice. That is why Mahatma Gandhi had to sacrifice. That is why leaders sacrifice. They bleed. But you see, some way, somehow, without you knowing, that sacrifice will lead to their glory. I'm telling you, that sacrifice, some of them humiliated, it is that sacrifice that will lead to their own glory. The glory that you and I have been seeking. Leaders solve problems. They don't complain about problems. Anytime you are complaining about a problem, you are not a leader. You got to think about how to solve the problem, because there is a gumption inside you, and that gumption. Leaders are consistent. They don't do it with the intention that they are going to happen immediately. Hey, a leader, go and talk to Dangote. Dangote said that for 30 years, nobody knew his name. 30 years. He was still doing his business. Oh, people didn't know his name. So all those 30 years, he was unknown until he became a billionaire. The point is that you got to be willing to be consistent. It's not going to happen immediately. It's not going to be sunshines and rainbows. A leader understands that. See, ladies and gentlemen, when there's clarity, there's focus. When there is clarity, there is focus. When there is clarity, there is focus. So, because some people are not clear about where they are going, when they see potholes, they complain. And I'm not getting my pay quicker done. And I'm not seeing the slides. And why is it that the meeting was cancelled? And why is it that this thing was down and it was cancelled? And why is it that, why? They are always. But a leader is not complaining. A leader is consistent. They don't want to do one time. No. Leaders don't do that. They don't do one time. Oh, today, this week, this month, and when I get time. No. They are consistent. Every day they are doing a little. And they are consistent with that little they are doing. But then some people, they'll come and do brum. Okay? One particular day, they'll talk to 100 people. Then they go back to hibernation mode. No. Leadership is not that. You got to be so consistent, because the little things that you do compound. The little things compound. So you don't want to do one thing. That one thing doesn't compound. You build baby steps, build empires. 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 You got to go through a journey. You got to go through a journey. That is life. A woman goes through 9 months of pregnancy. It's not because it's fun. On the day of delivery, the woman can die. The child can die. You got to be willing. You see, when a woman understands that it's going to be 9 months, she doesn't complain. Why am I still pregnant after 1 month? Why? Why am I still pregnant? I want the baby to be out. Baby, come out. They don't do that. Consistency, consistent actions lead to consistent results. Consistent actions lead to consistent results. But they are not consistent for nothing. They are competent in their consistency. You see, in their consistency, they are learning. They are learning. They are learning. They are learning. You just check. All the leaders are here. Check the people that are commenting. Check the people that are commenting. Check the people that are commenting. Check the information that they are vomiting out here. These are the leaders. These are the people who are powerful enough, because they are contributing. They are not just listening. They are giving. They are not just receiving. They are giving. They are sacrificing. They are giving. They are motivating me. They are helping me to also communicate to you. A leader has awareness. A leader is aware that he will do a promotion at least once every 3 months. A leader does that. A leader will do a promotion. He is aware of his surroundings. Look, a leader is aware that even when somebody becomes a gold, it doesn't mean that that person is going to stay. A leader is aware. And so when people leave, the leader doesn't come and say, Charlie, I built somebody to gold and the person is gone. No, because the leader is aware. I quite remember there was one person whom I was aware that even if that person gets to a higher level, the person will still leave. I told one leader. And so when the person left, we were both not surprised. See, a leader is aware. Ladies and gentlemen, your awareness is like magic to your life. When you're aware that something is going to happen and it happens because you're aware it happens, it intensifies your belief system. It magnetizes you towards your original belief system that you want to have. A leader is aware. And the leader will do promotion in the team to elevate the actions of people. It is so powerful. It's so detailed. Okay. A leader also has a big vision. You see, a leader must have a vision. What is your vision? Vision is who you are today by virtue of what you see tomorrow. A leader must have a vision. In the life of a visionary man, there is nothing called lack. So even when the person doesn't have, in the mind of the person he has. In the mind of the person has an abundance because he has a vision. He has a vision. The wisest man who ever lived, who happens to be the wealthiest man who ever lived, said, King Solomon, he said, go to the ant. Why go to the ant? Why not go to the tiger? Because the ant is a visionary insect. You need to read about the 4 seasons of life. The ant is a visionary insect. Whilst people are thinking about summer, okay, the ant is already thinking about winter. In the summer, he's thinking about winter. In the winter, he's thinking about summer. And so every time that ant is ready, even when there's flood, that flood would take away a lot of people. That flood will sweep away kiosks. It will sweep away buildings. It will sweep away cars. That flood, though, it will sweep cars. Then 2 months, you see the ant coming out of the ground when there was the flood. Where was the ant? Where was the ant? Where was the ant when it was flooding? The ant was down there. The ant was not 6 feet down. The ant was 20 feet down. It's a visionary insect. And so many people who are leaders, even when the thing is not working, they see it working. Hey, they see it working. They see in their mind's eye, it's working now. It's working. And you're telling me it's not working. It's working. It's working. Can't you see it? No, they can't see. It's like Elijah and the servant. The servant can't see at all. But when God opened his eyes, he could see the angel who are about to defeat the Syrians. You got to see in your mind's eye that it is there. If you can see it in your mind, you can feel it in your hand. The fact that you are not a diamond now does not mean you should not see yourself as a diamond in the mind. You got to see it. And how can you see it? Sometimes you borrow the belief of other people. Because every time it's our belief system that is weakening our progress. Our belief systems are demeaning us. We don't have belief. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that a person has registered in this program, this project, does not mean that that person has belief. Oh, it doesn't mean that. Oh, I beg you, don't make a mistake. Sometimes somebody will tell you that. But if I was not ready to do this thing, I wouldn't have registered. That's what a person will say. If I was not ready, I wouldn't have registered. It doesn't mean that he's ready. The fact that he has registered doesn't mean he's ready. It doesn't mean that. Leadership is not born. It is a becoming process. It is a becoming process. You got to be cooked. You got to go through the process. Okay. Now, the next thing is that leaders create action. They do that. See, a leader must be the one who must register more in his team than any other person. They create the action. So watch it. You get up in the morning, nobody is speaking on the page. A leader will create an action. He will ask a question, he will post something, he will share something. It's not just good morning. A leader will activate the morning. A leader will activate the morning. A leader will create an action when there is no action. A leader will make a lot of noise on the page that it is time. We are live. Come on, John. We are live. Come on, come. We are live. I'm going. Where are you people? I'm coming. Where are you people? I'm going. Where? A leader is creating actions. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see them making thousands and thousands and millions of dollars, actions have been created. A leader has an image. A leader has a philosophy. A leader has a philosophy. In fact, one of my philosophy, which my people around me see, is that I don't take excuses because I can't give myself excuses. I bleed. I bleed so much. You know, some on Sunday, okay, most of my people could not come due to circumstances beyond their control. So they had to go and do certain things. Okay. I was so tired. I was so not ready. You know, I said, look, bleed. Because it has to be done. But you see, somebody is sitting somewhere and says, oh, whether it is done or it's not done, I don't care. No, a leader cares. A leader says it has to be done. So they have a philosophy, and the philosophy is hard work never kills. Write it down. Hard work never kills. If somebody should tell you, if you work hard, you're going to do this, it's not true. Hard work that you don't love, that's what kills. Hard work you don't love, that's what kills. But hard work never, ever kills. If somebody should tell you that hard work kills, it's a lie. Now, let me tell you another quality of a leader, which is difficult. And that is why a lot of people don't want to take action. A leader must be unreasonable. Be unreasonable. It's not everything you have to take. Sometimes you got to discipline yourself, punish yourself. Sometimes you got to discipline some of your team members, okay? Because you can punish yourself, you got to discipline them. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. Let's say that you see one of your team members doing multiple businesses. He's introducing another kind of competing business to your team members. You got to give it to that person and tell the person, this is not allowed. There used to be a guy who would visit our presentation room and was introducing other fake things to people. He was introducing fake things to people, you know, and somebody spotted the guy, and we had to find a way to kick him out. You got to sometimes, you know, discipline your people, be unreasonable. Somebody say, oh, you see, we like too much Famanyame syndrome. Oh, it's not nothing, it's not okay. Oh, it's not, it's okay. Oh, what? Oh, please. Oh, what? That's it. Outside, the reason why people act, do you know how many millionaires are created every day? 1,700 millionaires every day. You should be one of them. Okay. Now, outside, when something goes wrong, somebody has to be fired. The question is about who has to be fired. It's not about should somebody be fired. No, somebody has to go. Somebody has to go. You got to pin it on the person. Okay. So that is leadership. It has to be there. So sometimes it's better to let somebody who is doing some wrong things go than to let the person stay in your team and infect that disease into the team. Sometimes it's better to lose everything and to start properly than to have everything and then you die with it. A leader must be unreasonable. A leader must show intensity. You got to be intense. You see, people must say you're talking too much. Yes. People must say that you're talking too much on the page. A leader must make the noise. See, when you're promoting something and you don't promote it and people don't get angry, you're not doing it. People must be angry at you. If I did something, some of my colleagues were angry at me in the university, and they were so angry at me. I said, now I know. And when they were angry at me, then I know that they've got it. And guess what? After some 6 months or 7 months, all of them say that, look, I respect you. That's what they were telling me. I respect you, that you continued even though we were angry at you. So you got to be willing to create intensity. That's leadership. And a leader must be able to communicate in public. You got to learn to communicate. Some of us, we are shy. Please, we already know that shyness is a cancerous disease. Shy, don't even say it that I'm shy. It's like saying that I have HIV. Don't even say it. Don't say I'm shy. I'm a shy person. Some people say it with joy. They say it with all pomp and pageantry. Never say that. It's like advertising HIV. Because being shy is not fun. Being shy is not something you got to even broadcast. Being shy should not be entertained. You got to kill it. Because the ability to speak in public, the ability to transfer your knowledge and give to people is a unique skill that Jesus had to do it beautifully. That Nelson Mandela had to do it beautifully. That Obama, Barack Obama had to do it beautifully. You got to learn how to speak in public. Your public is your children. You can start with your children. You can start with your family, your husband and wife and children. That is your public. Then you go to the higher level. Then you go to the next level. Then you can now speak to a whole nation. You got to learn public speaking. You got to learn. And the best way to better your caliber lies in extensive reading. Lies in extensive reading. A leader must be able to communicate. A leader must have a why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this project? What is hunting you? Look at your family. Look at the lives you've been through. Look at what your mama has been through. Your family has been renting all the time. What have you been doing? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go to? Which countries do you want to go to? Beautiful places in the world are beckoning you, and you're sitting down. You're saying, what is your why? Why are you doing this? What people are dying in the family. People are looking up to you. Your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, they want you to give them 20,000. You got to have a why. You got to have your painful past, your present condition, and your future joy. You got to have something that is haunting you. You haven't seen anything yet. You got to have a burning desire. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not acumen. Success is not soakings. Success in marriage. Success in your spirituality. Success in your academic work, success in your job, success in your business, success in anything, relationship. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It's not a joke. Go and ask your mother. She'll tell you. To have that successful bouncing baby child, you got to painfully go through. Success is not a comfortable procedure. Don't go there. Don't even say that you pray, you wish, you hope. Even God has to subject himself through some painful things in life, right? He had to allow his son to die, and for him not to be with him for 3 days. It's never happened before. The supernatural, the immortal, had to subject themselves to death. And you, common mortal, common floor member like me, you want to be successful and you want to have it easy, you got to have a burning desire. Read the book called Think and Grow Rich. Have a burning desire. Have the desire. If the boat is not coming, swim and go and collect your boat. If the boat is not coming, swim. Don't complain. Don't complain. Why is it that they are not doing this for us? Why is it that they are not doing it for us? Do it for you. Do it. Do it. Do it. A leader continually develops himself. Ladies and gentlemen, a leader is someone who is always developing themselves. Not long ago, Dr. Dorothy Hansen paid a lot of money to go and develop herself, in a program I told her to attend. And she had to go and attend that program. She had to enjoy that program. After that, she was grateful. She was attending it for 1 day, but she decided to attend it for all the days. Leaders are readers. Write it down. Do you know Bill Gates has a library with about 150,000 books? Leaders are readers. Leaders develop themselves. Knowledge is in continuum. You can die, but your knowledge will live on. That is why some people are celebrating Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, and somebody's birthday yesterday didn't even, go anywhere. Because even in death, your leadership is remembered. You got to lead. You got to read. You got to lead. You got to read. You can't lead without reading. You got to develop your inside. You got to develop your skills. You got to develop your skills. You got to develop your knowledge. You got to develop your gestures. You got to develop who you are on the inside. People must enjoy listening to you. People must enjoy loving you. When information come out of your mouth, they must galvanize momentum. A leader constantly attracts people. A leader doesn't chase people. You don't chase people and force them to come and register. You don't even call somebody that I've called this person to come and register. He's not registering you. You're not a leader. You can't do that. It's not by force. Is it by force? It's not by force. So, but why do you make him feel like you need him than he needs you? Why do you make him feel that you need him than he needs you? You said you have something good for him. And if you have something good for him and he doesn't want it, if you have $100,000 and you want to give it to somebody, and that somebody says, I don't want it, why are you chasing him? Sometimes we even beg them, oh, please register for me. I need one person. Abba. What are you reading? What are you reading? What are you leading? A leader, you gotta attract people. And how do you attract people? You give them knowledge. And so you got to build your knowledge vocabulary. You build your unique value proposition. You build who you are on the inside. And that will make people come to you, even if you don't call them. See, let me tell you, I used to go to the business school and sometimes I'll greet people. I'll greet most of the professors. When I started learning and having my own value, I pass by, I forget that the other day, I say, good morning, and I just pass. At first, I want to stand by them. I want to stand closer to them. But now I have so many things that I have to do that I don't want to. I remember one time, two professors called me, hey, Coco, these days, it's like you don't know us. So, hey, you don't know us. Remember us. We there with you. I said, wow. In fact, that day, I was shocked that those professors I used to, see them in higher status are now begging me that I should stop. Because I have become more valuable and they can see it. Who you are is important, but what you are becoming is your manifestation. You got to be seen. You got to be manifesting something around you that people will say, hey, Charlie, these days, I don't feel you. That's how they should do. And they must want to know what is happening in your life. If people are not asking you, Charlie, what's happening? What's happening? Let me see things. If they are not doing that, no, you are not growing. And finally, a leader must treat this business as a business. It is not a lottery. It is not an investment. It is not a fan club. This is serious. This is serious. Ladies and gentlemen, people are already making $1,000 a month. It's serious. People are making $2,000 every month. So don't play with it. It's serious. People are making $5,000 every month, $10,000 every month here in this business. Don't toy with it. This is serious. This is serious. This is serious. The way you treat your job as serious, the way you get up and treat your job 5 to 9, 9 to 5 as serious. You gotta treat this like a serious business, like a serious business that can pay you millions. Don't toy with it. This is a technology, the fastest growing industry in the world. Don't joke with it. If you have been doing that, stop. Stop. The people that are ahead of you, they are not doing that. You want to treat this like a business. It's a serious thing. Let's treat it like that. If we have to learn, let's learn. If you have to play, let's play. But be serious. Be serious. You can't say that you will not respond to your leaders who are WhatsApping you. You don't respond. That's not serious. You gotta be serious. You can't say that you are around in Accra. Even people are in Kumasi, they come to East Legon, and you are in Accra, and you say that, oh, there was small thunder and lightning. There was some small rain. You say because of that rain, you won't go. Meanwhile, if that rain, you were supposed to go and collect some $50,000 somewhere, you will go. You see, that's how a leader sees it. It's a serious thing, man. It's a serious. The leader sees this as a serious thing. We ain't joking. We ain't joking. The time is coming where people will be showing their $100,000, $50,000, $70,000. Then you will see that it was a serious business. It's not a joke. It's not a toy. We are not having, So, as a leader, you got to know the game plan. And I'm going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, the game plan. Here's the game plan. 70% of the people in this business will never register anybody. 70% ever, I'm talking about ever in their lifetime in this project. 70% of the people will be consumers of the cloud storage service. That's it. They will never register anybody. Have this in mind. So if you have 10 people in your team, expect that 7 of them will never bring anybody. This is serious. Me, I know that. That is why I'm always adding people. That is why I'm always registering and adding, because I understand that I will lose some. Some will also not bring anybody. And normally, some of those who will not bring anybody, eventually, they will leave. I know. You got to know that as a leader, so that when people leave, you don't complain. You don't complain. This is serious. This is serious. Okay. Now, second, understand that in their whole lifetime in this business, only 20% will register 1 or 2 people. 20% of the people in your team will register 1 or 2 ever in their lifetime. 5% will register 3 to 5. 5%. They are not leaders. Okay, they are not leaders. 3% will register 6 to 9 people. They are leaders in their lifetime. In this business, only 3% will register 6 to 9 people. Only 2% will register 10 or more people. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here, put it there, whether you are one of the 70%, okay, or you are 20%, or you are 50%, 5%, 3%, or 2%. You know, if you are 2%, to put it there, broadcast it to the world that I'm going to be one of the 2%. I am one of the super recruiters. All these super recruiters, the average they bring in total in their lifetime is 27. On average, they bring 27 people, and these are only 2% of them. So listen, when you create your team and people are not coming, people are not being registered into the team, remember that it's not their fault. Most of them are tourists. Most of the people in your team are tourists. They are watching what is going on. Only few are the super recruiters. In fact, the good thing about our team in Ghana here is that the super recruiters are not 2%, they are 4%. We beat the standard. Okay, most of our people have registered 10 plus. Personally, they've registered 10 plus. If you have registered 10 plus, okay, you should just write 10 plus. If you have registered 10 plus, write 10 plus. Be proud. Be proud that you've registered 10 plus. Okay. And remember, if you have registered 10 plus and some have left, we are not talking about those that have left. We are talking about those that are around 10 plus. Now, with these numbers in mind, it means that anytime you are expecting people in your team to bring people, you are making a mistake, because you are the super recruiter. You should bring the people, knowing very well the majority of them will not. But it's okay. They should enjoy the service. They should enjoy the whole program. But they being there is good because it adds to the numbers. And so this is the reason why sometimes some people say that everybody is not earning. It's not that everybody is not earning. It's because many are not willing to be among the 2%. As a leader, you must be a super recruiter. Full stop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to be a leader, you got to be. See, let me share you something. The people in your team, when they log to their back office and they watch the leaderboard, the people in your team, when they log to their back office and they watch the leaderboard, they should see you. They should see your name in the list there. The list is in 4 parts. Either they see it on the left side, top left, top right, down left, down right. Your name must be appearing weekly. That is an indication that you're a super recruiter. This is a numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. By the time so many people have come to see this, your numbers will make you a multi-millionaire. Leaders are super recruiters. Now, so get the numbers first. So you see the tourists, okay? That most of the people in our business are tourists. Most of them are tourists. This is from big data, by the way. This is from the data from the international board that I got from the father of our industry, and then decided to show you. So only 2%. Only 2%. Be a super recruiter. Be a super recruiter. Don't care. Keep doing more. You must bring 90% of the people in your team. You must bring them. Don't rely on anybody. Don't rely on anybody. Now, let me share something with you about the super recruiters. Okay? Because leaders are like that. If 1%, okay, of people are in your team, are those who are recruiting, okay, that is you. Let's say you are the only one who is recruiting. Your organization is in decline. I want to repeat that. This is serious. If 1% of the super recruiters is you alone, if you alone are the only super recruiter in your team, like all the people you have brought, none of them have brought anybody, then your organization is falling. That's what I mean. This is from big data. This is from big data analytics. Number two, if 2% of the people in your team are recruiting, hey, that's good. That's good. It means your organization is stable. If 3% of the people in your team are those who are super recruiters, your organization is experiencing double-digit growth. And if 4% higher, I told you that Ghana, okay, we have that 4%. If 4% of the people in your team are super recruited, your organization is having a massive momentum. That is why when the CEO came to Ghana, he said that Ghana is having a massive momentum, because the figures show that our numbers are 4% of the people in the team are growing. They are bringing people. Ladies and gentlemen, be a super recruiter. This is numbers. This is not waiting for somebody to come and do it for you. This is bleeding now and enjoying later. Leaders understand this, and that is why they will always have success. In conclusion, leaders know why they are doing what they are doing. If you don't know why you are doing what you are doing, you have not reached the leadership status yet. You have not indicated your leadership mantle first, because leaders know. Leaders are expecting to succeed. The leaders will never say that, Charlie, it's not easy. A leader will never say that. A leader will never say that. He is always expecting success. And that is why he makes calls. That's why he contacts the people. That's why he messages the people. That's why he WhatsApp them. Every day, some of you know that the leaders are always messaging you. Have you observed that? Every day, not a single day. For the past 2 years, you check. There are some particular leaders, they are always messaging you, always messaging you, always messaging you. They expect success. They don't expect failure. They don't expect failure. They don't expect failure. They don't expect. Why should they expect failure? Why? They came in here to win, and win they shall. They came here to win. This is serious. We didn't come here to come and joke. This is serious. And they have a burning desire. They have ethics. They have self-development. They have ethics. They are very ethical. If something is going wrong, a leader will never pay for somebody. A leader will never pay for you so that you will register. No, never. I have not even done that for my family. How will I do that for somebody? Don't do that. Because when you pay for somebody, you are telling the person that you need him. He doesn't need you. You need him. You need him inside. That is wrong. A leader will never do that. Don't pay for anybody. Don't pay for anybody. Don't pay for anybody. Don't pay for anybody, even if it is your blood. Don't pay for the person. A leader understands that. They have a strong belief. They have a very strong belief. See, your belief system, your belief system, there's a program I'll teach called belief system. Your belief system is so powerful. And when you are so much in positive belief, it doesn't matter what people say. You collapse yourself, not them. So when people say that it's not going to work, they are saying it for themselves. The vision was given not to them, was to you. So why would you listen to what they say when you are so clear your potholes are not seen? They see potholes on the way. But what do you see? You see a clear move. You are going. You are going. And when they see you get there, they will tell you that I told you. I knew you the way you were going. I knew you will make it. But remember, it is your belief system that can awaken the dead. If you don't have belief in what you're doing, nobody will pat your back. And leaders have a strong, not belief, they have a strong belief. They treat it like a business. They have written their goals and they read books all the time. If you see behind me, you see that there are some books there. Okay, they are not academic books. So just so you know, these books are self-development books. Leaders have goals. They have goals. They are so clear. I can smell triple diamond. You should smell your gold. You should smell your copper. You should smell your bronze. You should smell your sapphire. You should smell it. You should, Massa. And they team up with someone or many people. The leaders don't work on their own. They're always working together. They are working together. They are and they are enrolling constantly. And such people, they develop themselves continually. They don't say that. And they are persistent and they have grit. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot, this is just leadership 101. But you have to know the 5 levels of leadership. And to do that, we'll look at that next time. Until then, remember to turn off all distractions. Focus only on this project. Focus on the project. Do other things, but focus on, let your eye be, see, let me tell you, look at the word leader here. Look at the word leader. Okay, so do you see the word that says, are you a great leader? Okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at only the word leader as if the other words are not there. Look at only the word leader as if the other words, are you a great, as if they are not there. Focus on the leader. Focus on the leader. Focus on the word leader. Leader. As you do that, and your eye, your entire eye is on the word leader, you will see that your eye periphery will not even see the other words. Are you a great? You will not see it. You will not see it, but they are there. You will not see it all, but they are there. So what it means is that when you focus on building your business, other distractions will not come in. Other distractions will not come in. So you got to tell yourself that between 12 o'clock and 12:30, I am putting everything on hold and do something on my business. Do that, because the thing is that time will fly anyway. It will pass. Do that. I am devoting that moment on my business. A leader understands it. He pays attention. Today I was presenting at a restaurant, and the person was also buying me food to eat. I didn't buy the food. The person is buying me food to eat, and then the person is paying to register as well. You see, you must present the knowledge and the value and the wisdom and the business to people to the extent that they feel grateful. After you've registered and say, please, thank you, pa. Hey, thank you for bringing. That is how it should be. It shouldn't be like you are rather thanking them. Why are you thanking them? Why are you thanking them? What favor have they done you? Master, stop. Thanking them for registering. Why will you make that mistake? They should be grateful. They should be grateful to you for bringing them into such an arena. They should be grateful to you. And when they are grateful to you, ladies and gentlemen, when they are grateful to you, they will take this thing seriously. But never thank them. Whenever you encounter rejection, as a leader, think differently. Rejections are necessary. Accept them. In fact, the moment you are talking to people, expect that, you know what I do? Because I know they are thinking already in their head that this is not real, I say it to them. So I say that I know that you might be thinking that this thing is not even real. Then they laugh. Do you know why they laugh? Because they were thinking that way. You see, a leader must anticipate the mind of the person and counteract it way ahead of time. Because wisdom is knowing the obvious when the obvious is a secret. So accept it. Accept rejection. Accept objections. Accept it. The way they see failure is different from the way followers see failure. A leader see failure as a stepping stone to the next one. They have trained their brain to avoid, emotional intelligence. They bring emotional intelligence into the picture. They know how to handle emotional intelligence. They see everything as an opportunity. They go to a wedding, they are looking for somebody to bring them into their project. They go to a funeral, they are looking for somebody to bring them into their project. They go to church, they are bringing somebody into their project. They are alert. They know that we don't have social acceptance. They know. And so they know how to counteract. They don't always say they'll call a leader. Then the leader, please, somebody says that. But you now, what are you always doing? When you are calling the leader all the time, what are you doing? Are you putting the information down so that next time you'll be able to give that to another person? Leaders are doing that. And please take note, leaders are always adding to their list, adding to their list, adding to their list. That is why I have over 8,000 people contacts. And how I got that is that sometimes I just collect numbers of people. I say, hey, I like the dress you are wearing. Give me your number. I'll give you something. It's incredible. I don't know the guy anyway. Sometimes I see somebody driving a car. I roll my glass. I say, your car is a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car. I'll buy one when I grow up. He smiles. I say, you know something? This is my card. WhatsApp me. We'll talk later. The leaders are always adding to their list, always adding to, and they educate themselves. They talk about wealth. They talk about investment. They talk about wealth education. Leaders are readers. They are always building themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to always understand that no matter how much sales is going up, if there is a leadership gap, your company will fall. Your organization will drop. If you are not training people in your team to be leaders, you let them recruit them over time, it will collapse. It will collapse because they are not building their capacity. And so there must always be leadership ahead of sales. It takes a lot of knowledge to understand this, but we'll dig this into the whole aspect of the leadership gap. We'll dig into that, in a leadership 102. So be the best of yourself. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. This is serious. Okay? Lead. If you have nobody leading, lead yourself. What you would have wished your people you have brought do it now. Register people. Okay, I remember when I first came, I was just registering people. And I remember Chris and Tammy says, "Whoo, you are just flying. I mean, come on. Okay, that is it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's there. It's there. You can't see it, but it's there. It's there. When you look at the steps, you don't see the top of the steps. You will still move the steps from the bottom, and then you will see the top of the staircase. But you can only see the top of the staircase when you take a step by step, by step, by step until you reach the top. But you don't see the top when you are down. You got to move a step and a step and a step and a step. That is how you grow. That is how you become better. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much indeed for being on the call. It has been an incredible, superlative call. The door of the oasis is there. There is a beautiful, riverbed there, even though it seems like on the desert plain. It takes a lot of knowledge to be able to move on in life. Anytime you are struggling in anything, ladies and gentlemen, don't ever think that thing is hard. Because whatever you are struggling in, someone is winning. You got to find a way on the knowledge behind doing it better. It takes a lot of learning. Don't look for money. Look for learning. If you are not the gold you want to become, learn how to become the gold than to become the gold. Learning, not money. Learning is a foundation of wealth. Learning. If you're not learning, you are dying. If you're not learning, you are dying. But a professor friend says, learning is life. Learning is life, which means not learning is death. I want to say thank you so much, my leaders, for being on this call. It's been an incredible, journey we've had. I want to say thank you, Enyanam Epiphania Stephanie. Thank you, Bondu. Thank you, Roland Okamte. Thank you, Jennifer Barr. Thank you, Dr. Dorothy Hansen. Thank you, Fulera Gariba. Oh, this lady is incredible. Topo. Okay. Thank you so much indeed. All of you, Bondu. Okay. Thank you, the key leaders who have been commenting and documenting information here. We still have a better way, ladies and gentlemen. I must promise you, we still have a better way. If you are not seeing it yet, it's at the top of the staircase. If you are not seeing it yet, it's at the top of the staircase. You cannot see it until you take step by step, by step, by step. It's there, it's there, it's there. Be visionary, it's there. Be visionary, is there. Okay, today we did a final meeting on the diamond retreat. It is coming, brother. It's coming. Okay, arrangements have been made. People are going to be diamonds, but the key point is that we are going to get more diamonds than you can imagine. Okay, with what they're about to do, we are going to get more diamonds than you can imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much indeed for being on the call. It's been a pleasure having all of you. I wish you all the very best. May the good God continue to be with you and intensify your knowledge bucket. And as you grow in knowledge, may you succeed not only in God backup, may you succeed in creating value and submitting that value to the marketplace. May you succeed. May the people who think that you could not succeed come and clap for you because they can see your success. May the people, may you yourself, your inner self, who sometimes doubt yourself, see you grow in this thing. And may you watch consistently the people whom you came to meet. The people you came to meet, watch them and ask them, why are you still here? Ask them, why are you still here? Because me, I'm tired, I'm going. But why are you still here? And they will tell you what you cannot see, they can see. Okay. You are standing on the holy ground. You are standing on the holy ground. You just have to see. If only you can see what I can see, ladies and gentlemen. If only you can see what I can see. You'll be grateful. Have the attitude of gratitude, okay? Have the attitude of gratitude. Be so grateful. Be so grateful for what you have. Then you'll see it better. I want to say thank you all very much indeed for being on the call. It's been a pleasure having all of you. Thank you, all of you. Mudashiru, it's lovely to have all of you here. Have a wonderful evening. Tomorrow, we have a presentation at 7 o'clock. We are going to have this time for the public. Let's invite them 7 o'clock to come and listen this time on the Go Backup information, and then we will move them into the registration basket. We want to help as many people to know what we have. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody will help your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters, your co-workers. You are the one. You are the one. And if you don't help them, then eventually somebody is going to register your father. Somebody will register your mother. So please, let's help all of them to be around. Be part of these trainings. Be part of the presentation every time, because these are the things that will make you a great person. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and bye-bye.